Welcome to Poco News, your weekly source for most things Brawl Stars esports. Results, team updates, and the latest drama you won't want to miss. Make sure to come back every Wednesday to get your latest update. In this video, I'll be taking a look at South American teams, going down the list after the monthly final, looking at the team points we see Loud. First, let's talk about Loud. The Brazilian giants who dominated the conversation the past 2 years have hit a major turning point. After a season where they consistently held the top spot but didn't clinch every trophy they wanted, the roster is seeing its first major fracture. The big news coming out of Loud this Rostermania is the retirement of their coach, Rolle. Rolle has been a pivotal figure for the squad, offering the strategic backbone that allowed the players of Edinho, Firecrow, and Caio Dogs to dominate SA and set SA on the world stage. His departure on December 11th marks the end of an era for the organization's Brawl Stars division. As for the core trio, they will remain a terrifying force on paper, but the loss of their coach raises questions. Will they look to sign a new coach to guide them in 2026, or will they try to self-coach? The pressure is on Edinho and crew to prove that they can maintain their dominance without Role's immediate guide. I will, however, cover any news that happens to Loud, so subscribe to hear them. SKCalalas. Next up, we have the powerhouse that was SKCalalas. If you thought Loud's coaching changes was big, SKCalalas' situation is a full-blown explosion. The roster that, even with issues, mid-year changes and player bans, showed prominence, has completely imploded. Following World Finals, the team has completely disbanded. The first domino to fall was the departure of Dance, their coach, and Zurita, the star player who many considered the mechanical heart of the team. On December 2nd, just 2 days later, the remaining pieces shattered. Christian, KR, and Brosi officially left the roster on December the 4th, leaving SKC teamless, forming new contenders that we'll get into soon. It's an interesting end for a roster that has such high peaks, but it sets the stage for the chaotic and exciting transfer season. BC Gaming SA. Moving down the list to the third seed, BC Gaming SA. This team has been a fascinating experiment, with Loco, Derp, and Jubileo bringing the European organization to the South American region. However, this experiment seems to be undergoing radical phase shift. The roster we knew at LCQ is gone. Jubileo, the flashy playmaker who gave the team its X Factor after getting kicked from Casa and playing LCQ with them, has officially partnered ways with the org. He isn't retiring though. Jubileo has confirmed to be teaming up with 2 other heavy hitters to form a new contender team. Meanwhile, Loco and Derp returned to their original roster last year with Doritos. Casa Brawl. Now let's look at Casa Brawl. For a long time, they were the consistent best or second best roster in South America, always knocking on the door of championships. But the roster has fully redirected. The core duo of Motep and Pekka, who have been playing together for what feels like forever, decided that the current iteration of Casa Brawl had reached its ceiling. In a dramatic twist, instead of spiraling out, Motep and Pekka are doubling down on their partnership, but bringing in fresh blood in the form of SKCalalas' star player, RHC, and also their LCQ coach, Rol. They have cut ties with their former partner, Doritos, who joined forces with his old teammates Loco and Derp. Casa Brawl as a team name might stick around if the org signs a new squad, but the spirit of that 2025 roster is dead. That's it for postseason teams. Now to teams that did make it to either LCQ or Worlds. Alpha 7. The team that started as Alguem Segura, formed by Bravao, Golden, and Ice Crow. After not reaching postseason this year, they've decided to run it back, hoping that 2 years is enough experience to make it to Worlds and win. Unfortunately, the organization has not yet signed them. Fénix. Where we have Fénix, this team was born in June 2025, with high hopes, signing up the free agents of Rei do Fut, Wesley, and Cabeur. But the Fénix that burned up and forgot to rise from the ashes, the team disbanded relatively quickly in October. However, the players didn't stay down for long. Wesley has been snatched up, finding a new home in a promising project with Portox and Prozy. They quickly got signed by New Heights Gaming. Cabeur, never one to stay out of the spotlight, has made perhaps the biggest move of the offseason, which is that he will be teaming up with Jubileu, the PC gaming player, and Christian, the SKCalalas player, forming a contender team for the top spot in South America. Zurita gang has completely disbanded after Exig retired and Procy left for SKC. However, JXCR quickly found himself new teammates, with those being Brian, formerly a part of Dropeados, and Meliodas, to complete his roster for 2026. Dropeados FA. Finally, let's talk about Dropeados FA. As the name suggests, they were the underdogs, the dropped players banding together. They had a short but spirited run from June to August 2025. Unfortunately, the fairy tale didn't have a happy ending. The team disbanded on August 19th after a string of tough results. Brian was the first to land on his feet, moving on to Zurita gang as mentioned. Portox, another standout for the squad, has been recruited into a new project, and Bast left as well, marking the complete end of Dropeados. They came, they saw, they disbanded. So, summary and recap of the teams. So, to recap the madness and give you a cheat sheet for the 2026 season, Loud remains mostly intact, with Edinho, Firecrow, and Kayadog, and their manager Trekin maintaining, but they are currently headless without their coach role. 2. The new Fénix. The second most hyped new squad features Cabeur from Fénix teaming up with Christian from SKCalalas and Jubileu, ex-BC Gaming. This is a mechanically grifted trio that screams championship contender, especially with Perry and as an analyst and Alchemical as a coach. The Revenge Squad named Mini Pekkas. RHC, the ex-SKC players, has joined forces with the Casa Brawl duo of Mozep and Pekka. This combines the best player from SKC with the chemistry of Casa Brawl and their analyst Ricky, as well as their coach Rol. Yet somehow they are free agents without an organization. The Dark Horse team, which is Zurita gang. Prozy, the ex-SKC player, has teamed up with Wesley, who is an ex-Fénix player, and Portox, who is an ex-Dropeados player. This is a team of players who have something to prove after their previous teams fell apart. Their analyst is Paulo. They have been signed by New Heights Gaming. Now we have the old Zurita gang, which consists of JXCR, Brian, and Meliodas. Their manager is Kaiki, and they are free agents. Alguem Segura, the team of Ice Crow, Golden, and Bravao, along with their analyst Victoria AC, are going to repeat, trying to get a better year this year. So that's it for this video. Tell me, what are your thoughts about the new South American teams? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you like this and would like to see similar videos to this. See you next week. Bye.